Rain drummed gently on the roof of the old train station when she stepped down, clutching a worn carpet bag to her chest. Her name was Clara, though the papers called her Shelter Bride Number 14. The agency had sent her west to marry a man she had never met, a rancher who'd lost his wife to fever and needed someone to keep his home from falling apart. But when the rancher arrived, he wasn't what she expected. Tall, broad-shouldered, with eyes the color of dry earth after rain, he stood silently for a long moment, taking her in. "You're Mr. Hayes?" she asked softly. He nodded once, tipping his hat. "Ethan Hayes. You must be Clara." Her fingers tightened on the bag strap. I think there's been a mistake. I'm not the pretty one you ordered. The agency must have sent the wrong girl." The corner of his mouth twitched. "Didn't order anyone, ma'am. Just asked for someone honest." She blinked, not sure how to answer that. He took her bag gently, his rough hand brushing hers. "You've come a long way," he said. "Let's get you home." The wagon ride to his ranch was quiet except for the rain and the soft clop of the horse's hooves. Clara tried not to stare, but she could feel his presence, steady, calm, like a man who'd seen too much to be surprised by much anymore. The house wasn't large, but it was clean. A fire burned in the hearth. "You can take the upstairs room," he said. "Used to be my wife's. Figured you'd need the light for sewing or reading." She froze. "Your wife?" He nodded, gaze distant. "Passed 2 winters ago. Left me with a ranch, 3 horses, and a silence too big for one man." Clara swallowed hard. "I'm sorry." "Don't be." He took off his hat, setting it on the hook by the door. "Just help me fill the silence, if you can." That night, she unpacked her few things, 2 dresses, a shawl, and a locket with a cracked picture of her mother. The rain had stopped. She stood by the window, looking out at the vast land that stretched into forever. For days, they worked side by side. She cooked, mended, cleaned. He repaired fences, fixed wagons, and never said much, but every time he walked in, he looked at her as though she were something solid in a world that kept shifting. Once, she caught him watching her knead bread, his eyes soft. "What?" she asked, flustered. "Nothing," he said, smiling faintly. "Just forgot what a home smells like." Weeks passed. The awkwardness faded into quiet companionship. One morning, she found him by the barn, his hand on the mane of a chestnut mare. "She's temperamental," he said. "Kicks if you rush her. Kind of like me." Clara smiled. "Then maybe you need someone who doesn't rush things either." He looked at her then, really looked, and something in his gaze made her heart tremble. One evening, when the wind howled through the cracks of the house, he found her mending one of his shirts by lamplight. Her hair had slipped from its braid, framing her face in soft waves. He stepped closer. "You keep fixing everything around here," he murmured. "Even things that were broken long before you came." Her hands stilled. "I just try to help. You do more than that." He knelt beside her, his eyes shadowed with something raw. "I didn't need pretty. I needed peace. And somehow, you brought it." Tears filled her eyes before she could stop them. "But I'm not special, Ethan. I'm plain. The others." He reached out, brushing a tear from her cheek with his thumb. "Pretty fades. Gentle stays." The clock ticked softly between them. Outside, the wind died down. Inside, her heart learned what safety felt like. Spring came early that year. The fields turned green again. One morning, she found him on the porch, coffee in hand, watching the sunrise. "You planning to stay?" he asked, not turning around. She hesitated, fingers twisting in her apron. "If you'll have me." He finally looked at her, his voice steady and sure. "Clara, you're all I needed. Maybe all I was ever waiting for." And when she stepped beside him, the sunlight broke through the last of the clouds, spilling gold across the fields, 2 souls no longer strangers, standing in the quiet grace of something neither had dared to hope for again.